welcome back to the ROH Show with Kirsty Graham. Today we're going to be talking about episode 340. We're about a week, today's Thursday for me, so we are about a week and 4 days, week and 2 days? A week and 2 days, oh my god, we're about a week and 2 days out of fucking Supercard of Honour, so everything is about that now and nothing else exists or matters, and it's, we're this close and I'm so fucking excited for it, guys. Okay, so episode starts, lovely little real ROH music, all of the usual nonsense. But then it starts off with the Kingdom. They're coming out, they're going to have a promo. They're still talking, Matt's obviously Matt that's talking, he's the best talker out of the three of them. He's talking about how there's still a conspiracy against the Kingdom, how they clearly haven't even got their rematch yet for the 6-man belts, they're mad as fuck about it. So then Bully comes out and he's coming out to defend the decision that he made its 16th anniversary. Well, kind of, he's coming out to talk about their problem with the call at Supercard of Honour, because Matt's talking about how Cody can come out with a bear and Brandy and a whole circus of people and beings, but like Vinny and TKO can't come out for him. He's like, how is there not a conspiracy? So Bully's like, there's no conspiracy with yous, maybe you just suck, to which Matt Tavern immediately says, he's like, I don't suck, you know that? Like, just instantaneously, like, that's nonsense, Bully, like, you need a better reason. Oh, it's the confidence. Bully basically then went on to be like, was like, you're not needed at Supercard Honour, you don't have a match, you can come if you want to, but there's no need for you there. And he went on, like, you don't need to show up, you don't need to do anything. And it was almost as if, even commentary picked up on it, it was almost as if Billy was about to fire the Kingdom, but he didn't. And he was like, we deserve a rematch for those titles. And Billy was like, no, you're not getting it, you don't deserve it, you're not needed. And that was basically the end of the segment. It was really freaking weird. It was just, Billy was done. He's like, I'm done with all your antics, you're not getting anything. So that was that. We then went on to the first match of the night, which was it's one of the Women of Honour tournament for the belt matches. I think this was a second round match. It has to be. Yeah, second round match. For the Women of Honour tournament match between Kelly Clean and Mandy Leon. And I remember when I seen the like brackets for this tournament, I was like, it's really, really weird that they're putting Mandy and Kelly, like, because they were obviously winning their first round matches, so for them to come into the next bracket and put them together was really weird, because for, like, when I first heard about the tournament, I was like, it's going to come down to Mandy and Kelly, they're like the two homegrown big stars, so like, of course it is. But then, so then when I seen it, I was like, that's weird. But saying that, I really enjoyed this match. So they started off and they didn't like lock up or anything, they just started slapping each other, and it wasn't like a slap, like they were just slapping the shit out of each other. It was nice. Started off really, really hard hitting between the two of them, which is not unusual for Kelly, but a little bit more unusual for Mandy, but it was nice. Kelly took most of the like offense for the start of it. She got her into this like backbreaker over the knee. There was a couple of 2 counts, but Mandy was kicking out because she's the most babyface, probably the most babyface person in ROH at the moment. So then she's making her comeback and she gets a cannonball to the outside. Mandy's countering. Kelly was setting something up as if she was going to flip her up and powerbomb her or something, like do something. And Mandy reversed it slightly into what was like a crunch on the back of your neck over her knee, but from like behind. It was strange but beautiful in terms of wrestling. So then she covers Kelly, and Kelly's kick out was noticeably weaker than any of the other like pin attempts that had happened previous to that. Commentary picked up on it as well. She looked kind of dazed, which for Kelly Clean, it's not something we're used to seeing a lot. So it's interesting. I like the fact that throughout the match they kept Mandy as the strong babyface while not hurting the streak that Kelly Clean's been on. They're not like making her look weaker just because of like Mandy's popularity or anything like that. It was pretty even, which was really nice to see, because again, Kelly's matches all for a long time were squash matches, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I like where we're going. So then Mandy's then they got onto their knees at one point, and they're just slapping each other and chopping each other and all of that. Even once they were they're onto their feet, they were still just like hitting into each other. But Mandy kept taking her down to like go after her knee, which was a really weird, like sudden shift, but it felt like it was planned and made sense, like to Mandy, like Mandy had a plan that we weren't in on. It was really nice. And then Kelly keeps fighting, fighting out of everything. So then Mandy's got her in a submission, and the ref's on the wrong side to see where Kelly taps, and everybody was like, Kelly fucking tapped. So then Mandy lets her out because she felt her tap, but the ref didn't see it, so like the bell doesn't go. Mandy's celebrating. Kelly like kind of gets herself away and gives herself a moment to try and get her knee and stuff back into like working order, put the blood flow back into it. And then they're like kind of going back and forth again, but then Kelly gets her into that like sitting sleeper hold that she does, the submission, and Mandy obviously gets fucking put to sleep, tapped out, the knockout finish. That's what I'm saying, like her streak then continues, because she's like what, 800 and something days or matches, like she's just been there doing her do for a very long time, and it's awesome. And that's not being squashed, because if that's going to be beaten at any point, it would need to be in the finals, which is where I thought this match could go and Mandy could win that way. But that's not how the brackets worked out. It's not the story they're telling. So yeah, she's so she goes on, but it keeps Mandy looking strong in the point that she tapped Mandy out, and we all know that. When the ref watches the match back in kayfabe terms, he'll know that as well. But it keeps them both strong without bringing both of them down at the same time, which can sometimes happen with weird finishes like this. But it was done really, really well. So yeah. So then it goes on to show you a Jay Lethal promo, and he's announcing that at Super Card of Honor, he is going to face the Briscoes for the Tag Team Championships with the partner of Tanahashi. And I'm so excited. I love Tanahashi, I love Jay Lethal, I love the Briscoes, and I'm just so excited for this match. Like I can't, like they're definitely, like a lot of people have been like, this has been in it, like, you know what I mean, but it like once it's officially announced kind of thing, you're like, right, it's actually happened, we're not just hearing from like other people and hoping that that's true. So so we've got that, it's official, no changes, no nothing. Then they went on to a different promo, and they replayed the 69th, like parts of the 69th anniversary. Jesus, what? Why? 16th anniversary match for SoCal Uncensored, and then there was a promo with the three of them, and Scorpio's gone like, yous told me to stick by yous, yous told me I would get what I'm looking for out of Ring of Honor if I stuck by you guys, and now that we're the 6-man champs, that's came to fruition. I'm really glad I listened, I'm really glad all of this kind of thing, and that was that. So then it goes into, there was like an ad break. When we come back, it's a tag match, and it's Marty Scurll, Adam Page versus the boys, and Dalton Castle was on commentary. This was a joy. It was just a really nice match with Dalton like shit talking Marty, and Marty had an eye patch on that said the villain across it, because like, apparently he's stitches in his eye because of everything that's happened to him. That will need to be covered up until it heals properly. But I just love the idea that he was like, if I'm going to be wearing an eye patch, it's going to be branded. So I'm assuming he can't wrestle a whole lot at the moment. They're like, no, his eye needs to heal, but like he can still go out and do a thing or two. So he comes out with like a pair of black skinny jeans on, and a shirt and I think he had a tie on, and a blazer, like clearly not ready to wrestle. And Adam Page comes out in his trunks and everything, and we're all like, and then commentary were kind of being like, well, maybe he thinks he can have an easy night because it's the boys, and then Dalton's getting really like defensive about his boys because you can't fucking don't talk shit about his boys. And yeah, so then boy 1 and 2 get in onto the, because that's what they call them. I feel really bad. I don't think they've ever said their names. They're just boy 1 and 2. But yeah, and I don't know what 1 is 1 and what 1 is 2. But anyway, so Adam, so Marty's in, and like nothing really happens because of his eye. And then he tags in Adam, who does most of this, like almost all of this match. Apart, like he done the wrestling, and Marty was left to kind of do the storytelling to forward the match between him and Dalton. But it worked. It was fun. Adam called for a test of strength. Dalton was asked about Marty's eye patch, and they were like, do you think him wearing a suit to wrestle is helping him heal for your match? And Dalton was like, I don't know, and either way it doesn't mean I'm going to drop him on his head any less at Supercard of Honor. And then like Marty's shit talking on the outside to Dalton. He's walked round from his side to shit talk. Well, Adam, there was a few pin attempts by the boys. It was a really like spotty, fast-paced match, but it was a comedy match almost, but like it was there. It done its purpose. The purpose of it was to tell this story on the outside. It wasn't really about what was happening in the ring. So, but it was still fun. Like it wasn't a like shit match or anything. Dalton kept saying things like, "Look at me with your good eye. You've only got one," and stuff like this. Like how easy the match was because it was the two boys. Like Adam won with like a slingshot lariat. Like it wasn't a serious match, but you pay attention on the outside. But he gets the pin. Marty then takes the world title and he looks at it, and then he just sort of tosses it back onto the ring apron. And Dalton's in trying to like make sure his boys are okay because they've just lost. Then he sees the title being picked up and he rolls out, and then as Marty tosses it, Marty just walks away with Adam. It was a nice match. It was a TV match. It was nothing, but it done the job. It forwarded all the storyline that it did. So yeah, it was nice. So then it cuts to backstage, and Kenny King and Silas Young are not done with each other yet. They're still not done, and they're just knocking 50 lumps out of each other. And yeah, like they're like, oh my god, this is happening, and then people are running to try and break it up, and then it cuts to what was like scheduled to happen, and it was a Briscoe's promo replying to Jay Lethal's that had happened just previously, and they're doing their heel, do you know who we are? We're the tag team champions of the world. And Mark's saying like it's going to be the biggest wrestling weekend of the year, and out of everything that happens, all people are going to be talking about is how much we beat the shit out of you guys. Lethal talks, Jay Briscoe talks about how him and Tanahashi are two of the best, like two best singles wrestlers, and that match alone would be great, but when you put it into tag team, they're going to win because they're brothers and they've got the upper hand, and like those two haven't tagged before, so they've got no chance, all that good stuff. But yeah, then again it cuts back to ringside where Kenny King and Silas Young have spilled into the arena, and they're still just beating the crap out of each other. Security tries to split them up like a good 2-3 times, and they still get to each other and knock out all of the people. All of this usual stuff that you get from this kind of segment. Then Bully comes out as the enforcer, obviously. Where were you 3 minutes ago? In 10 minutes? Anyway, Bully comes out. And he's like, Silas gets a mic, and he's like, you've seen that I had him tapped at 16th anniversary. I had him, like, and I deserve a rematch for this. Like, it was nonsense that I didn't win. And even like in commentary, like, it's a genuine gripe, we all seen it, blah blah blah. And So then Bully says to Kenny King, gives him the mic and he says, this is your call, like, you don't need to do this match, I don't need to make this match, you beat him, so you use it. So Kenny takes the mic and he's like, I'm sick of this, like, you can't beat me, you can't do this, and you're damn sure know a better man than me, which is Silas's whole thing. He's like, I'm sick of this tough guy act, it's Super Card Honor, it's going to be a last man standing match, which is well known that that's Silas's match. He's just handed him a gift card, and he was like, how are you going to be the last man standing when I break your leg? Really nice segment. Billy's like, fine, it's official, Super Card of Honor, there you go. He's just making matches left, right and centre, but the poor kingdom aren't getting anything. I don't understand. I'm sure they'll bring that up next week or something, more than likely. But yeah, so then it goes on to your main event, and it's Scorpio Sky and Flip Gordon in a match, because reasons. So there's a few really nice spots in this, and there's a few really nice, the ending of it's just a really nice moment. I genuinely popped watching it about like 20 minutes ago. So Scorpio Sky, Flip Gordon, Flip comes out and they like have a little exchange to start off with. Very fast paced, because that's the match both of them typically like to have. It's the match I like to watch. Everybody's happy. So at one point, Flip's on does a handstand, and Scorpio goes to kick his hand away from him, and Flip just lifts his hand up and then like turns himself, somehow gets a head scissors, and then flips him over from the head scissors, and Scorpio Sky rolls out onto the floor, and then Flip does a flip over the top rope, because Flip, and then he does the rope out of the over the top rope onto Scorpio Sky. Scorpio catches him, and then I'm sure there was like a random ad cut break, but on the Fight Network where I was watching it, it was just like a little blacked out second, and then it came back on. But I'm assuming that was actual adverts. So then, when it comes back, Flip's going to do a springboard over the top rope, and Scorpio actually manages to knock him off this time. They pulls him in, gets a few false finishes, he stays in control for a little bit. And then there's this really weird spot where like he's got Scorpio Sky leaning over the top rope, like just kind of hanging on over it, and he does this like 619 but over the top rope. Like obviously normally a 619 is in between the middle and top rope, but Flip done it over the top rope, and it was a weird variation. Like I knew instantly it was a 619 or whatever other million different fucking names that it's got, but but to see him do it over the top one, I was like, that's really interesting. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that when it's clearly a 619, and I'm not even sure how he got like the strength in this man and the weird fucking things he can do balance wise is just crazy. But yeah, Flip. So then he gets a springboard sling blade. I can't talk today, guys, and I'm fucking stuttering over my own apology. Can't talk today. I'm trying. It's late. So then Daniels jumps up out of where the fuck he came from, I don't know, but he jumps up onto the apron and he distracts the ref while Kaz comes in and like starts beating up Flip, and Flip somehow gets out of it and does some flippy things, but then he gets Scorpio into that proper schoolboy roll up, gets the pin out of that. After the bell rings, Kaz and Daniels come in and just start beating on him. The three of them do, because it's a 3-on-1. And then from out of fucking nowhere run out the Bucks. And everybody just genuinely was happy. This has been a story that has been told since Flip like really came in about a year ago, where they were basically bullying him for that, like ribbing him. They were fucking bullying him. It was awful. But it got him over as this pure as hell baby face. But so for them then to come full circle and start respecting him, to then respect him enough to run out and save him. And obviously they have the problem with SoCal Uncensored from the last pay-per-view, but it was really nice. And the first thing I thought when they were running down the ramp, I went, Cody's going to be pissed. And I can't believe, like, I'm so invested in this whole Bullet Club storyline that I was like, Cody's not going to be happy. Kenny's going to understand because he's got a buddy too, but he's not. Oh, that's now Brandy started to like him. That's fucking the Bucks started to like him. Marty likes everybody. I'm assuming he likes him. Like, it's not going to go down well. But they came in. They obviously cleared the ring, they helped Flip up, everything's great. The crowd start chanting all in because Flip better be fucking booked for this. He's such an essential part of being the elite at this point. So fucking worked, but like, we all started chanting all in, and then Matt puts his horn out to shake and Flip's still like, I don't trust this in the slightest. So then he goes to get out of the ring and everybody's like, how has he not proved himself now? Like, this is the ultimate proof. They saved your ass. But then, because he's a pure little babyface, gets back in the ring and they shake hands, and like, obviously in being the elite, every time they shook his hand, they pulled him in. Matt fucking pulls him in and I was like, oh, no way. But then he pulls him into a hug. And so it was this really quick, yay, they shook hands. Matt, what are you? Oh, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. There was no... Oh, it was just such a good moment. Yeah, so they're hugging. They all hug. It's beautiful. Nick's there too. And Billy comes out and says, it's about damn time. And I'm like, right, Billy. He is the most pure. And then he praises Flip and gives him credit for how, no matter how much the Bucks ribbed him, no matter how much shit they put him through, he never complained and he just still showed up to work and he was just still a baby face and kept grinding because it's an old school way of doing things, and he just got on with it. And SoCal Uncensored are still up on the stage at this entire time, by the way. Just looking perplexed, as most of us were. But it was beautiful. But yeah, so Billy's like giving him credit. There was a Flip chant from the crowd. There's always a Flip chant from the crowd. And then Billy makes the match for Supercard of Honor. That it's the Young Bucks and Flip Gordon in a 6-man tag ladder match against SoCal Uncensored at Supercard of Honor. And I'm so excited for this because inevitably there's going to be shit on being elite about it. Inevitably Cody's going to be absolutely livid. That could play into actual Supercard of Honor. Like, I'm so stressed about Supercard of Honor because it's either going to go lovely and smooth or they're just going to have Cody just freaking the fuck out and ruining all of the matches that include Bullet Club members. And I don't know what I want more, but I'm so excited for it. And I can't. Next week is the last week. I'm sure they said at the end of this that the second round, the semis are, basically the remaining matches of the Ring of Honor, Women of Honor tournament, that they're going to do they're going to be Honor Club. There's going to be the semi-finals of the Women of Honor tournament because I don't know if there's enough time. I know next week there's going to be oh god, I forgot the match and I don't think I wrote it down, but anyway, there's going to be a Women of Honor match on the Go Home show, and the other matches are going to be on Honor Club, and then obviously the finals is going to be at Supercard of Honor, and I'm excited for all of this. Next week I'll do like an updated where we're at, probably just before the actual pay-per-view. I'll probably try and do it round about Thursday again, and so that I've got all the information of all of the matches for the women's stuff, any changes, all of that stuff. I'll try to put it up a little bit later again. But yeah, I'm very excited for this show. I can't wait. It's that time as a wrestling fan. We're in that let's go. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm very excited for all of this. And yeah, with that said, guys, I've been Kirsty. This has been the ROH Show with Kirsty Graham. You'll find me on the Smacked Up Wrestling Live channel or wrestlingwithwrestling.com, Also, I'll have my Twitter and stuff linked somewhere, so come talk to me and be excited about this pay-per-view we have coming up. I'm so excited, so excited. But yeah, with that guys, I will see you later. Bye!